last game in the interview as we're looking over these two players' formation situations right here and their choices. That luck wasn't on his side. He felt like he had the opportunities to take his opponent, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you look at it, if you're a Christopher fan, that it wasn't there for him. Even the way he conceded was a little bit unfortunate. So obviously that's something to consider. Sometimes, you know, the game just doesn't go your way, and other times it does. So it's going to be an interesting situation here to see if that's going to be the case for either of these two players.
Yeah, definitely. We've got the Portuguese against the Spaniards, and we are about to get this one underway momentarily. Yeah, I'm fascinated to see how this one starts, if they're going to come out the blocks flying. We know that one more win really for ANTGRAGERA, and it probably would be enough to put him through with 9 points, but we haven't seen anyone win 3 out of 3 so far. We've got an early free kick here actually with a challenge. Socratic is going to take this one, and Lofty is actually winning his matchup right now. So a 1-0 win for him, or not a 1-0 win, but a 1-0 score so far. Plenty of time to play there, and here is an early chance for the Spaniard as he works it forward. He always got the luck of the green there, but it fell kindly towards Czech. Just about picked it up, and of course Mr. STR, he's got to win this one. He didn't win the first match, but it was just a 2-0 defeat against Alex, Harry. It's not a bad result against such a good player.
Certainly not. I mean, when you look at the group's table at the moment, it's certainly the Spaniards dominating at the top, both with 6 points, 2 wins from 2. Maestro's 0 points. I feel like, you know, you can't read too much into that. As you said, just the one game played, and it was a close one against the group leader and a group favourite really in Alex Alguacil. That game, Lotfi against Omen Returns, is actually a battle at the top of Group C at the moment. So a lot of playoff implications potentially in that one. We'll keep you updated.
Absolutely. Here's a chance now down the right-hand side with Aubameyang, but he's been dispossessed, but he has won himself a free kick here in a very, very promising position. Question of will he fizz this in or opt to strike it? I'd probably say he's going to cross it in. You've got the height advantage.
What are you doing on the pitch? Get off.
Take him off right away. Of course, you do have the option in the formation screen to choose who you want to come up for set pieces. It's a big part of PES. Looks like we're making a very, very early change here.
Yeah, maybe a mistake there from Maestro. That could cost him later on as his attackers, as they carry on the game, potentially losing a bit of energy. He now has one less substitution to make.
A bit of manual goalkeeping there to play some mind games, but then he went back in goal himself. Kolasinac will pick this one up. 12 minutes in. This could be the first opening chance. Oh, he should have probably gone near post. The ball's still alive, and it's finally cleared away. Maybe a chance to counter now for the Spaniard as he brings this away with Iwobi. Of course, he's right to left. And Mr. SDR is left to right in the traditional red of Arsenal. And here comes Iwobi now. Flick forward. Aubameyang's found some space. No one really marking very well there.
Yeah, maybe could have stopped sprinting there. Maybe hoped for a better touch inside the box rather than trying to force that first time.
Absolutely. And this is a lovely ball over the top, but Medley was in fine form just to nip it away from Aubameyang. Sokratic will pick it up and skip past the challenge. Good feet by the defender there. Here is Willock. Back to Torreira. Lacazette flicks it on. This is where the fast interplay will happen, and we'll see it time and time again. It does get scrappy in the final third. Kolasinac with a good clearance towards Mkhitaryan. We have a scoreline in the other match now. The almighty DS is leading by 1-0. I think he's sitting pretty right now, sort of middle of the group.
Yeah, that is from elsewhere here in Group D, so something that the likes of Maestro and Ant will be keeping an eye on. Obviously not at the moment because they are playing each other, but the Almighty and Zonilinox both on 0 points here in Group D, so level with Maestro.
Yeah, and if you often see those lines shooting across the screen, that's basically they're making players do runs, which is a really nice feature that you can use to your advantage, and you see it time and time again. You want to have the movement as free-flowing as possible. Here comes John Jules now. We've seen him a lot in this tournament. Ball over the top towards Mkhitaryan, but the header back was just enough for Petr Cech to pick it up, dish it off, and away we go. This is a high-tempo game so far, Harry.
It is. Certainly a bit of a contrast from what we saw in the previous one, where we had some solid chances, but a lot of it was an attritional affair in midfield. Not so much here. Both players not really making a lot of mistakes in their build-up. There's a rare one right there from Maestro, and now he's susceptible potentially to a counter-attack.
Yeah, here comes a chance now for Willock down the left-hand side. Plays it in to find Torreira. Iwobi gets it back off him again. Just forcing the pass maybe ever so slightly. Lacazette.
Good reading there from Maestro. Sorry to cut you off, Ricky, but
that's fine.
Reading it with Kolasinac to make the interception.
Mkhitaryan now, good bit of shielding. Aubameyang, this is a chance. He's got players forward, but it was straight at Czech. It was a pretty routine save in the end, but a chance for the set piece.
Andres Maestro here, as we look over the replay, maybe could have went for it with Aubameyang. No one really around him. Maybe had a bit more time to take an extra touch. Maybe could have considered taking the shot on himself. Instead lays it off and wins a corner.
Yeah, we saw Danny Welbeck, you know, smash one into the far corner in the other game. So yeah, definitely a chance if you get it, have a strike on goal. But right now, Maestro's certainly creating the better of the two chances. Mkhitaryan will take this one. We've got 10 minutes only left in the half. It's gone by pretty quickly so far. A change in personnel, as you can see, players are swapping positions. Players are coming forward. He may deliver this one in towards the back post. It is a long looping ball. It is flicked inside, but comfortable hands from Czech.
Yeah, right idea. Going for Socrates at the back post. Big man, often going to win headers, and elsewhere Lotfi has made the advantage good, and that's a dangerous pass back there to Czech. Potentially could have been poached.
Could have been.
Gets away with it that time.
Yeah, he did, and now Torreira has a chance here. Could this be a one goal wins it type of match? The way it's shaping up, possibly. Although the second half could be a completely different story. Willock into Aubameyang. Lovely quick turn. Will he cut back? Will he just lay this square? Great defensive covering, though, because otherwise it was a simple finish. Now Mkhitaryan. Aubameyang flicks it on. Lacazette. This is where the close, intricate football comes into play, but the defending so far from both sides has been pretty good. Aubameyang, Willock. Back to Aubameyang, Willock again. Ball over the top. Oh, it's a brilliant, delicious ball. What a save that was with the outstretched palm, Harry, left-handed.
Yeah, very nice from Czech, but that's another mistake here from Maestro.
He's given it away, and now we got another chance on our hands, but
just Iwobi there, a little bit slow on the 1-2. I think ANTGRAGERA wanted to make that run a little bit quicker, but it's even at the half, and comes back to what you were saying, you know, this could be a one goal wins it kind of situation, and that type of fixture we have ahead of us. And we complained earlier on in the day about one-sided games that we had, you know, our first two games with Alex Alguacil and obviously USMAKABYLE just absolutely sweeping aside their competition. This one's a bit more of a close affair, as we almost expect it to be at this sort of stage in the competition, where both players know what's at stake. They've both had games to warm themselves up in the competition, know what's working for them so far today and what isn't. So it's exactly as we expected it, even at the half, and a very close game.
Absolutely, and now they've of course switched sides the other way, because we've got Maestro attacking from right to left, and Guerrero is from left to right in the blue strip now. 45 minutes left. Ball's played forward. Maitland-Niles, lovely little touch. Lacazette able to turn, but a good solid challenge by Medley, and a little bit of a late one as well. We may bring that one back. We will bring it back, and I'm sure that will be a yellow card as well. Anytime the studs are showing, it's never a good sign. Aubameyang goes into the book.
Off the ball as well, I think, Ricky. So
yeah,
really not to see red there. Player wasn't even trying to play the ball.
No, he wasn't even close to him. We've possession-wise, it's 49 to 51% possession, as the almighty DS now has a 3-0 lead elsewhere in the group. Ball over the top's a good-looking one. The defending so far I've been quite impressed with. Torreira towards Maitland-Niles now. Lacazette, Aubameyang. Lacazette once more. Maitland-Niles, it's a little bit too maybe close for comfort. Sometimes maybe just put your foot through it. Spread the plate, open it up. Here comes Iwobi. Taking his time. There's the run by Aubameyang. Cuts in. Great play. Surely that's 1-0, but no, a brilliant stop. It's almost like he couldn't open his body up and he just had to poke at it. Denied, but the pressure mounts here, and it's going to be a corner.
Yeah, ANTGRAGERA is getting closer and closer with these chances. It will trickle out for a corner. Elsewhere we saw Lotfi go 3 up on Oman. That would be him leapfrogging Oman at the top of Group C. Obviously we will keep you updated as scores keep trickling in, but now a corner to come here for Ant, and a real chance to get that goal, which might just send him through.
Yeah, Mkhitaryan will swing this in, but that is, well, ultimately a waste because it was straight at Petr Cech. And Maestro would maybe just waste a bit of time, opts to throw it out. Smart play, regain possession. We have crossed the famous hour mark. Half an hour to play. We still have a 0-0.
This is the phase of play where you have to remember Maestro not having, was it Socrates on the pitch? He had Mustafi on instead, so only has 2 substitutions to make. Bit of a mistake from him at the start of the game, not having his lineups fully set. So that could come back to bite him as players start to tire in this phase of the game.
That is very true. Of course, 3 substitutions is all you're allowed. As here is Aubameyang, lays it forward. Lacazette back towards him. Surely he's just got to hit this one, but he's overplayed the pass. But John Jules keeps it alive. Maitland-Niles going one way and then the other. Bit of manual dribbling as well. Mkhitaryan back inside. It's a really nicely worked move, and there is your opening goal, Harry.
Absolutely wonderful. Just when you think the opportunity and the chance is gone,
I thought it was.
Maestro redeems himself, picks it back up and twists and turns one way. It was the fantastic play on the left-hand side. Was it with Maitland-Niles? This right here just to sell the dummy, get that little bit of space into the box, and then it was just well-worked, intricate play, isn't it?
It's a bullet of a finish as well, right into the top bins, as they say. I mean, it worked it well. Was it a little bit against the run of play, maybe?
You could argue that, certainly, as Ant looked like he was the more likely to score, but Maestro won't care at all.
Absolutely not. And we have a 4-0 lead now elsewhere with the almighty DS. That's going to make this group very, very fascinating if it does stay the same way. I don't know if we can get a chance to have a look at the live standings of this group. We'll have to wait and see. But Mkhitaryan now has a chance down the right-hand side. An instant reply is what's going to be needed. Willock to Iwobi, Aubameyang. And that's going to be a free kick, and the play will reset back to Maestro.
So if it were to stay as it is, you can see there on the right-hand side of your screen, that's before the game started. It would be, if it were to stay the same, Maestro with 3 points, Almighty with 3 points as well, and then 2 players tied at the top. Obviously, Alex Alguacil would have the game advantage over his compatriot at the top of the table.
It's been very, very tight so far in this tournament. We've got 18 minutes left here, and it's very tight as well. Mkhitaryan has found a little bit of room. Surely he's got to hit this. He went for the manual strike, which is very, very difficult to execute to perfection. You always have the worry of just over-pulling the strike. But that's better. That's what he needs to do. And it's now 5-0 in the other game.
Yeah, goal difference now starting to be a factor as it almost becomes a cricket score elsewhere. These are the substitutions being made by both men. And don't forget, it is Maestro with just 2 subs to make, I do believe. So only 2 players can be substituted for him.
Yeah, he made the change early, didn't he? And as you said, that probably was just a mistake on his part, that he forgot to switch them out. Neither playing any kind of fluid formation, so they're just keeping it very standard. Got a 4-3-3 and a sort of a 4-1-3-2, but either way, only 3 chances for each there. So it hasn't been a game full of chances.
Certainly not. We've seen ANTGRAGERA with that, outside of that last Mkhitaryan shot, which was manually put wide. He's had some very clear chances, but obviously it's Maestro with the lead right now. Just 15 in-game minutes to put that right for the Spaniard.
Yeah, he's just got to make sure now that he kind of shuts up shop. If he can get another goal, of course, it's a huge advantage for them, and he's looking for it. The ball's fed through. That's a save with the feet. Really, what a save it was by Cech. He couldn't do anything else but throw his body at it. Luckily, it came off his left foot. And now, well, Aguero has a chance to bring it forward. Ball over the top. Good challenge there defensively. They'll regain the ball. Socrates here with a chance to play it up the line, but he'll probably just slow it down, swing it around the other way. Of course, the radar at the bottom of your screen is such an imperative part of these matches, to just be aware of your surroundings. Lovely feet there by Denis Suarez. This could be a ball through the middle, but Koscielny has got the pace. Harry, what does he need to do here? 8 minutes left to get back in this.
Certainly needs to find some creativity up front. It's been stifled a little bit recently. Has a man over here on the left-hand side, but if anyone copped for the two names that popped up on the screen, you would realise that ANTGRAGERA's next game will be against group leader Alex Alguacil, an all-Spanish affair, and if he loses this one, he would have it all to do against Alex Alguacil, which is not an ideal situation to be in. He ideally would like a point right here.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to say, Maestro, very, very good with dribbling. He's turned a couple of players inside out with the old roundabout move a few times, and he continues to keep possession here, which is very frustrating for your opponent. He could steal one if he keeps this moving. Hit it, have a strike. He does, he scores. Surely that is game, set and match.
Well, that's the 3 points for Maestro, and he keeps his PES League 2019 dream alive with that one, and that's going to do it. An absolute rocket. Probably one of the best finishes we've seen all day, really.
That was a great strike, wasn't it?
Unsavable.
And the way he worked this as well, the composure here, fakes all over the place, and then give him half a yard, 18 yards out, off the post.
Takes that little bit of time, doesn't he? That little bit of patience we've been missing from ANTGRAGERA all game. It's shown how to execute patience right there. 2 or 3 touches taken by Lacazette in the end before he sticks that out of the reach of the opponent's goalkeeper, and that's going to do it.
That will surely be enough, because we only have a matter of minutes to spare now. Can't see too much stoppage time being added on, only the 1 minute, but he'll be happy with this. A clean sheet as well. Certainly always impressive as the ball is played over the top, but there is your